I see.
You streaming?
We're streaming. All right.
All right. Hello, everyone. Let me see. Can you see us? Yes. Bill, come down. Kneel down.
I'm over here.
This side, yes.
Oh, okay.
All right. So, happy Valentine's Day, first of all. Oh, you're much lower. Okay. So, we're kind of improvising a little bit today as our guest had
an emergency.
Love happens. So we decided to share some of you things about how we actually set up with the podcast.
A couple of people asked us about it, talked to us about the program, and wanted to know how we film it and record it. So we thought we'd share that with you.
Yeah. So let's start with just the physical space. You might not know, but this is actually Bill. This is Bill. This is Bill.
Hello.
Alexandra. This is Bill's little kind of man cave. So that's like his action, VR, everything. It's a pretty tiny space we originally built as an annex to our house for guests. And then pandemic happened and we didn't have any guests.
There's a little bathroom over here.
Well, okay, yeah. In case you're our guest, you know that you can use the bathroom. Yeah. And then the pandemic happened and this became Bill's office, Bill's lab for AI, VR, all kinds of abbreviations and acronyms. So we decided, or Bill decided, to use this space for his podcast originally. As you may see, or maybe if you saw it previously in the videos, this is a pretty cool tile. Let me see if I can zoom in, if you can see the texture. Bill, you want to say something about the style?
So this tile provides additional insulation, and it's acoustic. It's acoustic tile, so it helps dampen some of the noise. Most of the noise cancellation is done by the computer. So if you have like a helicopter overhead or something, we can hear it in here, but you usually don't hear it in the recording. And that's usually because the computer can do noise cancellation, but noise dampening helps that process a lot. So this helps the noise kind of have a certain acoustic property as well, which makes it sound more like you're in headphones rather than with an echoey tone.
Right. So again, you don't need to have it, but I just think this is the cool feature. So as you see, space is pretty small, and we have to work with I don't know how many square feet it is, but it's size of a little room. So what we do, we just originally Bill wanted to create this. Hey, Bill.
I was looking at how many feet across it is.
Yeah. So Bill originally wanted to create this kind of like loungy, I guess, atmosphere for the space. So we thought, like, how can we bring this up, even though we record at 10:30 Eastern time, can bring this kind of timeless, as in we don't know what time of day it is, atmosphere and relaxing. And so here's what we decided to do. Bring up this lounge-like environment.
Yeah. And also because I was enjoying it myself. So I come in here and I was talking with friends and turn these mics around for us. And I was having some phone calls and some great conversations. And I thought, I have so many wonderful friends and so many great conversations that I wanted to open up that lounge to others. So I'll kneel down. So
That's fine. Okay. Yeah.
So here's what we did. We started 2 Floridian. Shall I turn this on?
Sure. Yeah. Maybe for once people will be able to see what this. So
we started 2 Floridian.
Yeah, and it looks like a neon sign, but it's an actual LED, and you can order relatively. Yeah,
that was pretty inexpensive. I don't know, like $100 and something bucks or $100 and something on Amazon. So you can order them custom made, and they'll make them with your script or whatever you want. And so it's an inexpensive setup. Pretty much everything that I've done here is I call it purpose built. It's all done with a cost in mind towards what it goes to, and it's pretty cost effective. If you have any questions, you're welcome to ask as well. And we're going to go ahead and I'm going to show you how we transform the space for the show.
So we already had this kind of futon couchy thing here, and because the room is small, we kind of angle it. Yeah, and then we decided, since it's a man cave, obviously there are no plants and it's always dark here. So we brought a plant from our main house and kind of now lives outside on our back patio. Kind of bring some life into this literal cave. Yeah, and then this has to be pushed a little bit more. Great. Yeah, and then we bring another chair again that doesn't belong to this room generally. But
another inside tip of the show, things you learn when you're behind the scenes, you can't actually really sit over here.
Well, it's not looking this way.
It's not real. But it doesn't matter because two people don't really sit on the couch, which is something three people don't really sit on the couch, which is something I never thought about until my wife brought it up. I'm always looking at sofas with 3 and 4 seats, but 2 people are the most that ever actually sit on a sofa. I mean, we're not heathens.
Okay. Yeah, so, and as you see here, so we have 2 cats. You may have seen in some of the episodes that we have like cats entering suddenly. And this is their cat door to this little annex building.
Yeah, so what we do is this.
Yeah, it kind of brings additional light noise. So we use some extra tile, those sound tiles. Yeah,
And these are the tiles that I used on the wall.
I just said that.
Got them on Amazon.
And then you just put them, to cover. All right, while he's doing that, obviously, we try to cut off all the noise, those hats, even though sometimes they may look charming, but not always. So I'm going to lower this to kind of frame it more towards the angle we need. Maybe one hat. Okay. It's up, I guess. Maybe it's more this way. Yeah. Not sure. I don't remember.
Yeah, so you're actually watching the mind of the great aesthete Alexandra work on my...
don't say that because it doesn't look so good.
work on my my man cave. So everything that's in here is all my stuff that I usually got relegated from the house.
Okay, don't look at it. Yeah. So can you bring the table? It's in the bathroom actually. And then the last thing to create that kind of homey, comfortable. Sorry, there's so much movement for the camera. We do this cool light acrylic table again from our main house, and then we add this. We can do the mics, and then we close the natural light sources, the windows, so it's all dark, and you can see it kind of changes over the atmosphere. You may have noticed that there is like that strip on the bottom. You can change lights with the same light as the Floridian sign. And then we have some other lights I'm just going to quickly show. And Bill, maybe you want to say why this one in the back is blue.
Yeah. So Alexandra brought up a good point, which is that things in the background that are blue appear to recede in the background and red pulls forward. So it gives more depth. I think when there's red coming from the front of the camera and blue coming from the back. And most people use this effect in a subtle way. But I've never been known to do anything subtle. So, of course, I've got entirely red lights on one side and blue on the other. But there are in the center these skin-colored lights that we're going to show you in a second, ring lights that people usually use for recording that give the skin a good tone.
Mm-hmm. All right.
So you're going to change that. You want to show them the light?
Well,
it doesn't really matter.
Here's it's just like a normal ceiling light. It also has a kind of red-orange color. And then we just open that to add some warmth.
And this light.
Show how it looks here. Yeah, and we have a couple of rings lights. So one is right here where Bill is setting it up, kind of facing the couch. And then there's another one, mobile. You can bring it closer. Yeah, so so here's the light.
And you can see the effect. You'll see the difference already on my skin when she puts it.
Yeah, it's a little bit bright, but we're not going to fine-tune to my
Yeah, this I'll turn it down a little bit.
Yeah, I just realized it might be so dizzy for people to watch me moving the camera all the time.
So you can probably see now that this creates like the loungy effect on my skin, but you can still see that it's bright from the ring lights. So the ring lights give you a bit of clarity on my skin and keep it from just looking blurry in the darkness.
Right.
Now the camera that we're using is actually my camera phone, and I'm going to show you how we do that later.
Well, how about you talk about this now? You want to move
Now,
to your desk?
okay, so that's about the setup. Here's the software and what I'm generally using. So in order to get the image off my phone, I'm using this app. I'm moving it over here to the screen. You can see. Can you get a little closer on the screen?
Sure. What's the name of the app?
This is called Droid Cam, and you download it to your cell phone, and then you can put it also here. Droid Cam Client. If you can't read it, then that's what it's called. I'll send you a link at the bottom. Droid Cam lets me use my phone, and because my camera phone has a really great camera in it. You could probably get better, but you will be constantly buying new new cameras, every few years if you try to get one that's better than your camera phone. But you probably already buy a new phone every few years, and the camera is going to keep up with current market trends. So then I use this program called OBS. OBS is a popular and inexpensive program, and here it's multi-streaming to Facebook, to YouTube, to Kick, and to Twitch all at the same time.
And when you say inexpensive, how much is it?
OBS is free. So OBS is free.
Okay. It's better than inexpensive.
Droid Cam costs, I don't know, maybe $20 for the year, maybe $50 tops. But maybe it's even less. I don't remember. It might be one of those $5 apps. But Droid Cam is inexpensive, and OBS is free. I do use a plugin with this. This plugin is Sora Yuki made this plugin, this multi-cam plugin, a multi-stream plugin, which lets us stream to all of the different channels at once, which is extremely useful. Because if you want to, be live in multiple places, you need to multi-stream.
Yeah. You're looking at me for next cue.
Yeah,
well,
next cue.
Exactly. Let's talk about the sound and how you develop the sound. I'm going to bring this stuff here. So
these microphones commonly live up here with me on the desk, and then I just move them over to the table. What I'm using are two AKG microphones. I've got the 420 and the 220. It doesn't matter so much which microphones you get as long as you like the sound of them. And these I get because they have a nice buttery sound that I feel like has good analog warmth in a digital world. Now, you can buy a lot of different microphones on Amazon, and you can look at the reviews, and they're not wrong. So many are good, and there's ways that you can connect these microphones wirelessly and eliminate these cords, and you can connect these directly to the computer. There's much more convenient setups than what I'm going to show you, but in my setup, it's extremely traditional. It uses things that I already had from being a DJ, and I bought some extra microphones that I wanted to use so that my voice would have a very neutral but natural sounding timbre. And I can be very critical of sound, so these microphones are ones that I like. You can choose the ones you like based on the sound you like, and you won't be wrong. You'd just be something a little bit different. So listen to the microphones. I want to mention as well a few types that I tried that I thought would be more convenient, because these aren't a convenient the most convenient setup.
They're good looking.
Yeah. So I like the way they look too. But there's much smaller microphones that you can wear. Lapel mics are what they're called. And there's lapel mic wireless kits where you literally just hook something to your lapel and it'll record your audio wonderfully directly to your phone. You don't even need a computer then. You can do the whole thing right to your phone using this add-on kit. DJI makes one. Rode makes one. There's a few others. A very high-end one is from Sennheiser, but DJI and Rode make the two probably most common ones that you might try. I tried them. They don't sound bad, but they don't sound like this. So this is what I use. I'll bring you over here.
Yeah.
And you can see this is my Yamaha mixing board. So I just plug in my 2 microphones directly to my mixing board, and this board goes directly to the computer, and there's a DAC already in this control board.
Okay, so like for me, all these words, board, DAC, like it's already overboard for me.
Yeah, well, I'll
So
explain.
what if I like don't have the knowledge and or time or interest in diving so deep into technicalities of the sound?
Well, I recommend then using the Rode wireless microphones. These are lavalier mics that hook up directly to your phone. You can skip the whole computer. You can do it right to the phone using. You can go right to the phone using a mic that clips right on. And again, DJI and Rode make 2 of the best that I've tried.
So these would be the alternatives.
And I've tried a lot of them, and they range in price. A 2 lavalier mic set is going to be around $300 to $400.
Wow.
But it's an all-in-one kind of a kit. It's doing a lot.
How much is this?
These are one of these is about $400, and the other one's about $200.
Wow, that's very expensive. So what if I want to start?
Microphones?
Yeah.
Well, professional microphones are quite
Yeah, I understand,
expensive.
but what if like for now I don't have a budget for them?
Okay, so they sell microphones for about $150 that look just like the DJI microphones. They're basically like a knockoff of the DJI.
But they also function like that?
They do. They function exactly the same. What you're going to miss on those is some range. You might have trouble with interference if you have other wireless accessories. Your batteries aren't going to last as long. I mean, you get what you pay for. So there's a reason why people are buying these Rode and DJI microphones. So it's not that you can just get a knockoff mic and it's going to be just as good, but they're fine for doing podcasting and recording. And if I was just starting out and I only had a grand total budget to start my podcast of around $500 or less, $300 to $500, then I would definitely spend $150 to $200 of it on this knockoff on a copy of the DJI or the Rode Lav mic system, which connects to the phone directly, and then I'd spend the rest on software that I'm going to use to edit and upscale my equipment, my videos.
Okay. I think that covers.
Yeah, I think that I should mention, though, if you like this type of setup, you don't have to know all about what goes in it, as long as you know microphones. I use a right and a left channel microphone. The microphones connect to a mixing board, and the mixing board connects to my computer. If you already have most of that set up, then that might be an attractive setup and not that expensive. It's also not expensive if you find things used. Because a lot of this type of equipment they've made for a lot longer, so you can get a lot of it on the Facebook Marketplace.
Cool. All right, I think
that's more information than anyone needed on
yes.
how to do a podcast.
Yeah, so you're gonna put links, right?
Oh, well.
About like the products, if like you're particularly interested in some specific part of whatever we showed and discussed. Feel free to comment. And I don't think we'll ever ask, but if you're enjoying this type of, not this particular type, or actually this type as well, you can comment. But if you guys enjoy informal conversations about Florida and specifically Jacksonville.
Yeah, you can let us know what topics you like and if you have suggestions as well.
But also like and subscribe. This is where I'm going. This is where I'm going.
That's right. That's right. Then you can see the live shows. We're going to be doing every single Wednesday at 10:30 with different influencers and people who've made an impact in Florida. A lot of them are from Jacksonville because that's where I'm born and raised and where Alexandra and I both live. So we'll have a lot from Jacksonville, Florida, but all of Florida is included in the show. And of course, things that affect Florida often have a broader reach. So if you know of people that you'd like to hear from or see on the show, let us know, and we'll talk with them.
All right. Happy Valentine's Day.
Yeah, happy Valentine's Day, everybody. Hope you're with your loved ones.
Not at all, Bill.
How does this thing stop?